Hey, can you hear me? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, can you hear me? Just put a one in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me. What's up? What's up? What's up? Also make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel and smash the like. Um, what do you call it? The like button. So I'm super excited about today's live stream, y'all. This is gonna be a mindset live stream. Because I'm personally experiencing a lot of what I'm gonna be sharing today. And so yeah, today is gonna be one of those mindset live streams where we get into the thought process of being first. And so I'm excited. All right. Alrighty. So hello, Miss let's see who we have here. We have Miss Cherise. We have Miss Weaver. We have Miss Taylor. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? How y'all doing? What y'all doing? What y'all doing? What y'all doing? How's it going? All right. So let me change this brain color on here because I'm using purple slides and purple on purple. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure we good in these streets. Boom. See how I did that in real time? Alrighty. Okay, let's see. And then we got my husband in the chat. So if you all have any questions, don't be afraid to ask Calvin any questions. He's here to support the live stream. So make sure y'all tap in. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? Okay, cool beans. So we're about to get into it, y'all. We're about to get into it. So let me know in the chat if you all are like, how do I be first? Like, how many of you all kind of struggle being first? And when we talk about first, we talk about first anything. Okay. You could have enrolled in your first course. You could have bought your first class ticket. You could have been the first to invest in yourself. You could have been the first to want to do an idea. You could be the first, or let me ask you this. How many of you all have some really, really, really dope ideas that you haven't put out yet because you're afraid of being first? All right. If that's you, put me in the chat. All right. Let me know. Let me know. Okay. Let me know if you like, I got some ideas. I don't really know if I'm ready to put it out there yet. So if that's you, put me in the chat. All right. If that's you, put me in the chat. Okay. Now, the reason that I'm bringing this up is because I know a lot of the times people have a hard time with being first. And I understand it. I get it. I am the queen of doing first. But can we be honest today? Can we be honest today? All right. If we can be honest, just put yes. Okay. Okay. All right. So here we go. Here we go. We go. So I really want you all to embrace being first. And so when I talk about being first, I'm saying trust your ideas. We're about to get into it. But some of you all may or may not know who I am. So let's dive into it. My name is Audria Richmond. I'm a serial entrepreneur with over 15 years of business, branding, and marketing experience. I'm an executive coach and consultant to high performing entrepreneurs. I'm a 5-time Amazon bestselling author of multiple books, to include my most recent book, UnCloned Marketing. I'm the CMO and CEO of UnCloned Media, and I'm the recipient of 6 awards in branding, marketing, and entrepreneurship. So it's safe to say you are in the right place. All right. Okay. So let's talk about this. You may be experiencing this. I'm doing this for us. Okay. I'm doing this for all the people who ready to become the obvious choice. That's who this conversation is for today, right? And if you are a person that gets copied a lot, that could also be because you are experiencing being first. Do we have any people here who have experienced being copied? Like somebody stole your shit and thought it was cool. Like, oh yeah, I thought I could do that. Like I thought it would be cool if I just kind of did what you did. And one of the reasons, y'all probably don't know this, but one of the reasons why I created the UnCloned brand was because I was sick of people copying me. That's like another reason on why we started the UnCloned brand. We definitely wanted to teach people individuality and so on and so forth. And that's still a root of a lot of what we do. But when you are a pioneer, when you are a person that's doing, and this is another thing too, there's a lot of people who be like, well, there's no new ideas. There's no new ideas, Audria. Like, there's nothing new under the sun. Get the hell out of here. Why are we still patenting if it ain't nothing new under the sun? Why are we still trademarking if there's nothing new under the sun? Why are we still copywriting if there's nothing new under the sun? The difference is we have people who are IP creators, which are people who are typically first, and then we have followers, copiers, knockoffers. Okay, we're just gonna give them a cute little name here. So you may be experiencing a lot of that, right? Just people swiping your shit because they think it's cool. And a lot of it has to do with, oh, I can't wait. We ain't even there yet. Okay, so let's go with what y'all may be experiencing. I'm so lit right now. I'm so lit. I am so lit. Okay. All right. So right now you may be experiencing the following: trying to bring people with you. How many of you all are guilty of this? You done tried to bring everybody with you. Your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your brother, your sister, your auntie, your baby cousin, your kids. You done tried to bring everybody with you. You was being the first. You out here being the first, reading books. You on this YouTube video. You done read the books. You done showed up to the programs. You invested in the events. You the first person to do it. And then you decided, oh, this is good. I should tell somebody about it. Like, oh, let me go tell somebody about it. Let me try to bring some people with me. Y'all, and let me say this, because this is really for me too. This is very therapeutic for me. One of the first things I did when I started learning a lot of this marketing stuff, I tried to bring people with me. I tried to bring every single person with me, right? Thank you for the super sticker, baby. I appreciate it, okay? I appreciate it. Hey! So just know that, like, I appreciate it. So make sure that you all give out your super stickers, your super chat, all of those cool things if you feel compelled to it. But I would just say that, like, a lot of the times we try to bring people with us, and oftentimes they don't get it. That's why they can't come along with you, because they just don't get it. How many times have you tried to explain something to somebody or introduce somebody to something and they ain't know what the hell you was talking about? They're like, what? What are you talking about? So just keep in mind that when you're the first thought process, because you're a nice person, because you're a kind person, is to try to go out and recruit people like you in the MLM or something. Like, oh, let me go and build my team of people who's going to get it. And so you may be trying to bring people with you. The next thing you may be experiencing is trying to get people to get it. How many times have you tried to explain something to somebody and they just didn't get it? They're like, oh, I don't know what that means. You try to get them to get it. Like, okay, let me tell you what a funnel is. And you like broke it down and told them about it. Girl, let me tell you how to make money online. Girl, let me tell you what a digital course is. Girl, let me tell you what a funnel is. Girl, let me tell you why you should write a book. Girl, let me tell you why you should get your Instagram popping. Girl, let me tell you why you should get your YouTube popping. Girl, let me tell you why you should be prioritizing your health. Let me tell you. So how many times have you all tried to get people to get it? And they didn't get it. And they didn't get it because you all aren't on the same level. That's why they didn't get it. You already got it. And so when you try to go and share this information with other people, they're just not going to get it. The next thing you may be experiencing is trying to invite people into your new level, right? And so let me tell you what this might look like. How many of you all have bought a ticket to a conference or an event and it was pretty pricey, and you told somebody you were doing that and you were like, hey, I'm going to this conference. The ticket is going to be about $1,000. And you tried to invite them with you. And they said, girl, $1,000? Hell no, I ain't spending $1,000 on no ticket. That was you trying to invite them into their next level. And this is the thing, right? Like, a lot of people pray for change. A lot of people pray for help. A lot of people pray for support, right? And, a lot of the times people are praying for miracles. But sometimes your miracle is missed because you didn't accept the invite. I just had to put that out there. Some of you all are missing your invite, and you're missing your blessings because you declined the invite. A lot of you all have been invited to join a program, to buy a book, to sign up for something, and you just opted out for whatever reason. And a lot of it has to do with indoctrination. We'll talk about that in a minute. But a lot of you all opted out simply because you didn't believe you was qualified to be on that level, or you didn't opt into that level because you just didn't have the mindset for it, which I get it, right? And so you're trying to invite people into your new level. The next thing you may be doing is justifying your investments with people who never invest in themselves. So how many of you all have signed up for a program and you spent a lot of money on it, and you start trying to tell your friends what you bought? And they started telling you, girl, why you spending all that money on that? Don't you know you can get this, and this, and this? Girl, I don't know why you spent your money on this, because you could be doing blah, 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 blah. So again, if you're going around trying to tell people why you bought something and why it makes sense to you, and they not getting it, it's so important for you all to understand that you have to stop justifying your investments. Like if I told y'all today, like, hey y'all, I spent $60,000 last year on masterminds. Some of y'all are probably 60,000. Girl, I don't even make that annually. Like, what are you talking about? You spent that on just for what? Like, what was included? And a lot of the times, people make their investments based on what they get and not the transformation it's going to have on their life. Let me say it again. A lot of you all are making investments from a what do I get mindset, and you're missing out on the transformation. You're missing out on the transformation. Okay. Another thing you may be experiencing is trying to find a community of people who've done it before. So this is something that I'm dealing with personally right now, right? Like, one of the things that I'm experiencing right now is that I've created this certification program, and we have one of our first certified clients, right? One of our first certified students. And one thing that I have noticed is that I would love to be a part of a community of other people who are building certification programs. But guess what? I can't call any of my friends. There's only one person I know who has a certification program that I can consult with on an as-needed basis. But there isn't a community of people who are creating certification programs. There's plenty of communities for people who want to create a course, for people who want to market themselves, for people who want to launch. Shout out to the Launch Circle. For people who want to build a brand. Shout out to the UnCloned Mastermind. For people who want to build their publishing arm of their business. Shout out to Publishing Like a Pro. But there's no communities that I'm aware of that's for creators of certification programs who are creating programs to impact and change the world. And so this is something that I'm dealing with. And one of the things that I have to remind myself of is it's okay to be first. And oftentimes if you're first, there aren't a lot of things that are created as a result. Like, a lot of things haven't been created yet. So if you are the first person to do something, then you have to allow for the world technically to catch up. You have to allow for people to catch up. And that's something that may not be as comfortable for you, right? The next thing, and this is something that we all do this. We start judging people who don't want to change. We start isolating ourselves from people who don't want to change. We start, again, like I said, we start judging folks that don't want to change. It's like, oh, they don't want to change, so I'm just not going to call them no more. And, oh, they don't want to change, so I'm just I'm done with them. And this is something that, let me tell you a quick story on why I put this one on here. So when I first started learning this stuff about a decade ago, I was trying to tell everybody about this, right? Like, hey, you really get into this online marketing thing. Like, y'all should really, learn this stuff and learn it. And I've been telling people for a decade, okay, like for 10 years, hey, I can show you how to make money online. I can show you how to this and this and this, and you should read this book. And every time I went home, you can ask my husband this. Every time I went home, I was like the candy lady, but candy lady for education. So I would bring copies of my books. I would bring my planners. I would bring notebooks and stickers and like all of these cool things home. And whenever I would meet up with a family member, I would assess their situation and be like, oh, I can help them. I could totally help them make more money. Like I could show them how to change their financial situation. Like I could show this particular family member how to make 10 grand a month. I could show this particular family member how to make 30. I could show this family member how to add another $5,000 to their life. Like I can show these people to do that, right? And they would ignore me, not because they don't love me, not because I don't know what I'm talking about, but they just ain't on that wavelength. Is this making sense, everybody? Like, some people are actually cool with their current lives. And just because you see areas of improvement or you see room for opportunity, it does not give you a right to help them to change. And what I have learned, and when I tell you it's been like a punch in my forehead, is understanding that when people are ready to rise, they will rise. When people are ready to change, they will change. When people are ready to show up, they will show up. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is because we are banging our head up against the wall, trying to get people to get our offers, trying to get people to get our products and services, trying to get people to get us, trying to get people to, tap in and believe what it is that we have. And the truth of the matter is, some people are addicted to struggle. They are. They addicted to hard work that don't pay them. Let me repeat that. Some people are addicted to hard work that don't pay them. And what I mean is, there's a lot of people who are busy doing a whole bunch of nothing. And they wonder why they don't have something at the end of the day. You're not working on the right things. You could be busy 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, 15 hours a day. But if them 15 hours ain't giving you no ROI, that should be a clear indication that you ain't focused on the right shit. I'm just being 100 with you. So, anywho, judging people who don't want to change. Leave them folks alone. Let them be. And when they're ready to finally trust themselves and know that they are worthy of change and they're ready to step into that, then that's when they'll show up. So let's get into some things that you can do. All right? Let's get into some things you can do. Also, if you have any questions, now is a good time to start putting it in the chat so we can answer your question during Q&A. If we don't have any questions during Q&A, I will end the live stream. Also, if you're interested in buying a super thanks on the replay or a super chat or super sticker, there's a little dollar sign at the bottom right-hand side of your chat if you're watching live, where you can donate to the stream if you are enjoying yourself. All right? Okay, so number one, you have to start unlearning the systems that control you. Okay? Number one, you have to start unlearning the systems that control you. There's a lot of systems in America. Okay? And I'm not finna turn into like a conspiracy theorist or any of that. I'm not even finna go down that rabbit hole with y'all. But the one book that I have read that I really think explains all the systems that is affecting us is this book right here. It's called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. I've shared this book numerous of times. This book definitely is going down in history for me personally as the number one book that like drastically changed my mindset when it comes to trying to help people. Like, I used to really, really beat up on myself when people didn't show up, when they didn't do the work, when they, you know what I mean? Like, I would really beat myself up about it. And then one day I was just like, man, F this. Like, once I read this book, it really explained to me why some people suffer, why majority of society suffer, and why there's only a select few that win. Like this book broke it down to the down. And I was like, oh, like, wow. And so if you really want to understand why things ain't working, or like why it's a hard time for you to like process a lot of stuff, read this book. Okay. Like, please read this book. Okay. Number 2, stop seeking validation and approval from people who don't have experience with what you do, what to do. Okay? Stop seeking validation and approval from people who don't have experience with what you want to do. A lot of you all are asking people who ain't never wrote a damn book how to write a book. You asking, Lil Pookie, girl, how do I get my website up online? Lil Pookie ain't never built a website a day in their life. Like, when you realize this fact, you will start changing up where you consume content. Like, if you're trying to learn how to buy a mansion, you don't want to ask somebody who live in an apartment for advice. You get what I'm saying? Unless this person is an investor and they're choosing to live in an apartment and they own a bunch of mansions, right? So just what I'm saying is, stop seeking advice from people who ain't done shit. And this is another thing. You all don't ask enough questions. You take everything that people say for face value without doing your proper research. Start researching these things. Stop believing everything as soon as somebody bring it to you. All right. Number 3, you see how trust yourself has like a bunch of exclamation marks, like a bunch of them joints. Like, it's like, this just got a lot of exclamation marks for good reason. I need you all to start trusting yourself. Trust yourself. You have to believe in what you are doing. Some of you all don't believe in what you're doing, and you're hiring people to believe in you. You're looking for somebody to believe in you. Like, oh, let me go to this coach, or let me go to this person, or how do I, tell this person this? It's just like, look. If you don't believe in your thing, if you don't trust yourself, you will struggle. You will struggle. And so if you are always calling folks, asking them what you think, do you think I should do this? And you don't know, ooh. Let me say this. Stop paying people to think for you. Okay? Stop paying people to think for you. Like, you literally are paying coaches. First off, let me go back. Let me go back a notch. I'm personally sick and tired of people who try to hire people to think for them and get mad when that person don't think for them and say the program was bad. Those people. Like, you won't turn on your brain to change your life. And some of you all have been so inactive with using your brain that you don't even know how to use your brain. And a lot of that has to do with, you need to start reading, researching, learning, showing up in the right spaces, asking questions, getting curious. You have to trust yourself. And you got to keep in mind, like, when we first came into this world, the first people we trust is our family, like our mother and father, or however you was raised, right? And then the second group of people you respect is your teacher, right? The educators in the school system, or grandparents, things like that. And then the next group of people you respect is, once you get out of school, is whatever job you go off and get. So you got to keep in mind, this society is designed for you to not think, but for you to follow a straight line and to follow a system. When you are born and raised, you're born into parents, and they got their own thought process and doctrine and things that they want you to know and how they want you to see the world through their lens. Then you go from home to school, and then that takes shape on what you believe and what you see and what you know. Some of you all may end up going out to college, and that shapes how you think and see things. Then from there, you go into the workforce, and that shapes how you do things. Then some of you all become parents, or have kids, and that shapes things. So you have to keep in mind that like everything that we do in society is designed for you to not think for yourself. And anytime you start thinking for yourself, people start smacking your hand. Like, don't question me. Don't challenge me. I said what I said. So when you're in an environment like that, or when you're growing up in an environment like that, and that's the only way, it's like this way or no way, and you don't learn how to ultimately trust yourself, this is super dangerous for so many reasons that I don't even have enough time to go into. But you have to learn how to start trusting yourself. So I want you all to check out my book, UnCloned Life, because I talk a lot about how to trust yourself. You can head over to unclonedbb.com and grab it as a part of the UnCloned book bundle, or you can buy it individually from the site as well. Okay. Number 4, invest in being first in all aspects of your life. Let me say this again. Invest being first in all aspects of your life. If you've never been a part of a high ticket program, join a high ticket program. If you've never went VIP to a conference, go VIP. If you've never done first class, done first class. Like, start creating some experiences in your life where being first is normal. Because sometimes we will not embrace being first or go and do first if it hasn't been proven, if we haven't seen people do it. And the problem with that is you end up looking to other people to tell you what you should be doing. So you're not going to go out and find it out. You're going to start doing, you're going to start feeling like, oh, what am I going to do? Right? So if you start investing in being first, it becomes easier, right? It becomes easier for you to embrace being first. Like, the reason I don't have a problem with being first is because I prioritize myself in all experiences. If I can go VIP, I'm going VIP. If I can be on the first row at an event, sign me up for the first row. If I have an idea and I don't know if it's going to be good, I'm going to put it out there and I'm going to be the first. I'm not going to call people and get it validated. I'm not going to ask a million people what they think before it hit the net. I'm just going to trust myself and put it out there. So I really, really, really want you all to get to a place where you understand that being first is cool. Being first is dope. Do not let these people on the internet have you thinking that being first is stupid. This is where you hear a lot of the, if the wheel ain't broke, don't fix it bullshit, right? Because it's not about fixing the wheel or reinventing the wheel. It's about me wanting to put my idea out there and seeing if it works. That's what this is about, right? So, anywho, I really hope that you all enjoyed this live stream, that it really gave you context, that it really supported you with embracing being first, and that you go out in the world and you be first. All right. So we're now opening up for Q&A. If you have any questions about what we discussed or just any questions in general, light it up in the chat and I'll answer your question. And if you're watching this on a replay, you can still ask your question post live stream in the comment section. All right. So let's get these questions out here. All right. So we have a question. So hello, thank you, and welcome to the live stream. Hi, Audria. I'm in the beginning stages of getting an idea off the ground. As I begin to pursue partnerships with third parties for website creation, etc., how do I protect my idea in the process? NDA. So are you referencing paying someone to like make your website? Because you can have them sign an independent contractor agreement where you have a clause in there that protects your IP. That's just something that you should naturally have as a part of your independent contractor agreement. Now, I am not an attorney, but your girl have spent a shit ton of money with attorneys. And so I would say NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, is really good if you're trying to if you're trying to disclose something to somebody and you don't want them to take it and run with it. But if you're just paying vendors to create stuff and make stuff for you, you can have them sign an independent contractor agreement, and then you might want to put a clause or something in your contract that talks about the protection of your IP, and more importantly, what they can and can't do with whatever they create for you. So for an example, if you have them create a website for you, and you don't want them to put it in your portfolio, that's something you need to negotiate with the contract in the terms. So you may want them to not, take behind the scenes footage and photos and all of that stuff. Like, you kind of want to be the first one to put it out there. So if you're wanting to hire people and bring them on, having them sign an independent contractor agreement would be ideal. And then you want to make sure you have a clause that protects your IP, as well as it talks about if they have rights or permissions to share your stuff before you. And hopefully that's your I answered your question. And if you have another angle on the question, let me know. All right, let's see. Next question. I am hosting my first women's conference. I haven't been posting for a while. I'm starting over in my business. What's the best way to market the event? I will say this. And are you in the lunch circle, Ms. Thompson? Let me know if you're in the lunch circle, because we have a whole entire lunch style dedicated to events, marketing events, and getting tickets sold. So if you're not in a launch circle, I highly recommend you send us a text message to join us. You can send a text to 404. My husband, he's going to put it in chat, but I'll put it on here. So send a text message to 404-965-4113, because how you sell tickets has less to do with how often you've been posting or not posting, and more about the positioning of the event and how people learn about it. So I would need to know way more about the event to be able to give you some real good guidance. But if you were in the launch circle, the pro level, we have a launch style inside our portal where we teach you how to set up, like, run a show, how to market it, how to think through your event, so on and so forth. We also have questions inside the UnCloned Launch Planner that helps you plan the conference. So if you're going to start marketing the conference and putting it out there and telling people about it, it depends on so many things. So one, how long do you have between now and when you plan on when the conference is happening? Do you have 90 days? Do you have 6 months? Do you have, like, how long do you have, right? So there's a lot of variables that go into events, and there's a lot of ways to sell tickets to an event. And I would just tell you, depending on the price point, will determine the marketing strategy that you use, right? So what I mean by that is, sometimes the price point of the ticket, it need to be sold a certain way. So is your tickets over $1,000, or is it less than $1,000? Is this like, $100 come to my vision board type conference type situation? Or is this something like, what we did with UnCloned Launch Live last year, where our tickets range between $9.97 and $14.97? So I will just tell you from an experience of selling tickets, out of every marketing strategy we've ever done, getting people to come to an event is by far the hardest, especially when you don't have a track record or experience with knowing that people can trust your event, right? So if this is your first year introducing this conference, you're going to be, you have to prove to people that you got this, that you can do this. Two, when is the conference? Where is the location of the conference? What's the ticket price of the conference? Around what date are you doing the conference? Will there be a payment plan? Will there not be a payment plan? There are so many variables when it comes to planning and producing the event. And if you are not careful, you can lose your shirt. I know plenty of people who have put on conferences and spent so much money putting on the event, and it wasn't profitable. So if I had to give you any like core wisdom, even if you don't join the lunch circle, if I had to give you any core wisdom, you have to understand that, how you introduce this conference is going to be everything. And more importantly, you have to make sure that it's going to be profitable. Like, even with us charging $9.97 and $14.97 for our event tickets for UnCloned Launch Live, it still wasn't enough. It still wasn't enough. And I had a 1-day event. So, and that's another thing you got to think about. Is your event one day? Is it multi-day? How many days is this event is going to be happening? Who's going to be speaking? Or is it just you? Are you bringing in guest speakers? Are the other people going to be marketing? So I don't want to throw up on you with all of the different options and variations, but these are all things you should be thinking about before you get too deep into it. And I don't know where you are in the process as well. All right. So if you all are interested in joining the Launch Circle, you send us a text message at 404-965-4113. The pro level of the mastermind would be ideal for most people, mainly because we have the community component. We have the monthly Q&A that we do, which is coming up next week. So if you are a person that loves community, you want to be able to ask questions, you want to be able to, do all of the things, then I highly, highly, highly recommend that you join us inside the Lunch Circle. All right. Okay, let's see. I built my marketing plan based on the fact that I took a break from social media before executing the marketing plan. Yeah, it's the one thing about it is people don't have a problem with participating in an event. It's just that what you up against is the fact that there's so many events. Right? That's what you up against. You are up against the 50, 40, 30,000 conferences that's happening right now, right? I've seen more ads in my feed this year for event tickets than any other year. Like, it's probably been a long time. So that lets me know that, one, people are outside. Two, people are going to events. But one of the most consistent thing that people have been saying is this going to be the thing that helped me move the needle? So I would say this, because I don't know the theme. You just said women's conference. There's so many women conferences. And so if you're putting on this women's conference, I would be curious to know what's going to make your conference different. One of the reasons why I don't think I've even been to an event this year. Have I been to an event this year? I don't even know if I've been to an event this year. Oh, I'm going to the TEDx conference, which I had to apply to. And then I'm going to an event next month with my best friend. We're going to a beauty event. And I'll be honest with you, one of my biggest determining factors for whether or not I was going to go to a conference was, is this going to be different? That by far is probably the thing that stressed me out the most. Is like, I feel like a lot of people are not thinking about how to make their thing different. And so I would just tell you that if your event is just about motivation and, girl power and how to be a woman and all of that, then, your immediate people gonna be like, hell yeah. But if you're trying to open this up to the masses and you want more people to come and you want people to be excited and you want people to part with their money, especially now in this time, in this economy, you have to be offering something that's just extraordinary. It has to be worth me buying a plane ticket. It has to be worth me buying a hotel room. It has to be worth me leaving my kids at home or leaving my husband at home or leaving my spouse at home. It has to be worth it, right? And so that would be my words to you, my encouragement to you. I know that was a long ass answer, but hopefully that answers your question. All right, the next question we have: is there a recommendation on lead time for an online event versus a live one? I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're planning an in-person event, I recommend 6 to 12 months. And a lot of that has to do with marketing purposes. Like most huge events need a 12-month lead time, because that also is determined by how many people are coming to your in-person event. And then for an online event, I would say 6 months, right? So for an online event, I would say 6 months. You could probably even get away with doing it in 90 days, depending on, your experience with producing online events. But I would say 90 days to 6 months for for a virtual event. And I would say 6 to 12 months for a offline event. Hopefully that answered your question. Okay. And then the next question is, how do we figure that part out? What part? Let me know what you're referencing. If you're asking if you're referencing like, how do I stand out? How do I ensure that my thing is different? Let me just keep it a buck with y'all, right? How many of you all know that each one of you all have different businesses? Just put me in the chat if you know that. Like, all of you all have different businesses. And so even though you all are asking me questions, right, which I love, we have to keep in mind that when we get into the specifics, I need you to be a part of the programs. All right. I need you to be a part of what we offer. We don't have like a ton of offers, right? But we do have the right offers. And some of you all should be in the Launch Circle. Like, just keep it in the book. And so what I mean by that is there's a level of, education and foundational things that need to be known before you start layering on all of these advanced things. Like producing a conference, that's a huge undertaking. Way more than you can ever imagine. And I'm not saying that to scare you, but I'm saying that so you can go into it a little bit more guided. Because if you're going out and you're doing these things and you haven't done it at the scale you want to do it, we literally just talked about this. Like, go and get under the feet of the people who have done it, been there, done that, so they can guide you in the right direction. And yes, the Launch Circle is not free. I get it. It's a fee. However, I'd rather you spend what it costs to get in the Launch Circle and know what you need and make better decisions than to not join the Launch Circle and then, a year from now or some months from now, you say, oh, I should have joined the Launch Circle because I lost 6 figures. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you got to be in the Launch Circle or your event won't be successful or whatever y'all working on. What I'm saying is get the knowledge so you cannot have problems, right? You can avoid as many problems as humanly possible. All right. Next question. I think this is a question, or this is just someone saying something. Hey, Hope. I'm hosting my first sea moss soap and cuticle butter workshop this weekend. Everyone in my area is hosting candle making and body butter workshops. I read your book, UnCloned. I love that. And that's dope. Learning how to make your own sea moss and cuticle butter workshop, like the sea moss part, the sea moss soap and the cuticle butter, that's pretty dope. But another thing is, like, it wouldn't hurt to teach people how to do sea moss, but you may not be in the health business like that, making that. But that's also another cool thing, because a lot of people may be tired of buying it, right? So that's definitely something to think about. Okay. All right. Let's see. Hey, Allison, nice to see you here on the live stream. The Launch Circle is an incredible opportunity to get Audria to go in depth with the how. So many answers and insights. It's worth the investment. Y'all, I'm telling you, we've been running this for 2 years, right? We coming up on our 2-year anniversary in November. And I will just tell you that the Launch Circle, I can't even really explain the depths of what it, like, how great it is and the magnitude of how great it is. Because I even thought about it. I was like, man, I think I'm charging too little. We recently went up on the price, and I'm just like, I still feel like it should be more. But nevertheless, I'm going to keep it at the price point it is for now, because I want to attract people who are serious, but it's also reasonable for small business owners, right? So if you're interested in joining us inside the UnCloned Launch Circle, send a text message to 404-965-4113. All right. Yes, I make my own sea moss gel that goes into the soap. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. So congratulations on your class. That sounds fire. I don't think I ever heard anybody say they hosting a sea moss soap situation. That's fire all in itself. So I already know you're going to kill it, and congratulations on taking action. Do we have any more questions? Any more questions? Let me see if we got any other comments that I want to acknowledge on the live stream. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Yep, I've learned everyone can't go. Absolutely. And you may miss your season by saying no. Yep, that happens all the time. Especially when you don't have a job to finance your dream. Absolutely. Let's see. Okay. I need to binge this weekend. LOL. Yeah, pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Hey, pull up. And let me just say this, man. Like, you know, I had a sales call today, right? With this super dope psychologist. I mean, she's hella dope. And she decided to work with me. And I'm excited to work with her. And one of the things that I asked her on the sales call was, do you like to learn? Because if you don't like to learn, if you get easily overwhelmed from watching videos, then you probably shouldn't work with me. Because I'm that person that's going to be like, read this book, watch this video. And so if you anti-learn, I'm probably not the best person to learn from. Because my ass going to make you learn some, watch some, check out some, review some, do some. So just know, like, your girl going to be doing it, right? So if you don't like to learn, you probably should just disengage with the whole UnCloned brand, because we all about educating. And so if you don't like to read books, if you don't like to watch the videos and the recommendations we be making, you probably should just find somebody else to learn from. Because, and I'll just tell you this, it's going to be tough love, and hopefully y'all can see this tough love. You will not get far in life by not reading and learning and investing in yourself. It's only so far you're going to get. Every answer you want ain't for free, right? It just ain't. So, alrighty, Khadija hit me with the super chat, $20. Why I keep making these like, anyway, I mean, why am I doing this when I got a horn on my thing? Hold on, let me see. Okay. Let's see. All right, so boom, boom, boom. Can y'all hear that? The clapping? Is it playing? Let's see. Oh, never mind. Hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna try it again. Is that working? What track is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. I don't know. Did y'all hear that? Anyway, look at me being extra as hell. I got this little switchboard. I'm trying to play some sound effects. Anyway, I had it for the next live stream. So thank you for the super chat, Khadija. I appreciate it. As an UnCloned Launch Circle member, I feel highly equipped and well supported for all the launches I've planned since joining. And I've seen results, more leads, more sales, and I can repeat the process for future launches. Yes! Thank you! Hey! Thank you! Hey! Okay. Look, your girl, do you know how hard I work to get monetized on YouTube? Like, I don't think y'all know. Like, and so when y'all hit me with the super chat and the super stickers and all of that, I be happy as hell. So thank you. So anyway, I appreciate it. I really do hope and pray that you enjoyed this live stream, that it gave you everything that it needed to give. And let's pull up. Okay. Let's pull up. So until next time, y'all, what we doing? Y'all? We're going to go live an uncloned life and build an uncloned brand. Bye, y'all.